Hey guys, this is one of those video ideas that I have had for a very long time. It's definitely been over a year, and this is going to be called What I Think or Feel That My Life is Missing. This is a very personal story of mine, so I'm probably going to lose my crap, so I apologize in advance for that, because this hits probably the most sensitive fiber in me. So anyway, a year ago I filmed a video called That Heartbroken Feeling. In it I was sounding pretty much like I'm sounding right now. Shaky, very weak, very sad and crying here and there and stuffy. But tonight I'm struggling personally because I have this frustration in my life called broken bonds, or bonds that were not there to begin with. And what that means is that I've never had long-lasting friendships, or friendships that were meaningful to the fullest. I have zero childhood friends and much less people who I can get in touch with from that era. I told my mom that I wanted to be a Girl Scout when I was in 4th grade, and she subscribed me. But I never went to any of the camps, any of the activities. And on Saturdays where you had reunions, I experienced such a massive anxiety going, because being in groups made me feel weird. Being away from home, the idea of going to a camp made me panic. And mom spent a grand amount of money on that. And all I ever did was just wear the shirt and sell cookies here and there. But going to any functions, I just couldn't do it. And the Girl Scouts is a perfect way for you to get to know other people, other girls, and have friends. But that wasn't me. I only had friends come over a couple of times during my childhood to my house and for us to play games. And then at some point I was visiting some folks on occasion as well to play games and maybe do some school projects together. But then I moved and those friendships that I was forging were lost. My adolescence was very lonely, very solitary, very depressing. I'm just glad that I'm actually an adult and I can do better things now that I could not do back then. And the only time I had interactions with live people was when I would go to school. The summers were I was just super isolated. It's not that I was deprived of going out or anything, it's just that I wasn't tight with anybody like that to be going out or to have anybody coming over. And then my family is not close by, and even if they were close by, we don't know each other. So you could say, oh, maybe it's a good time to get to know each other, but how do you even start that? How do you even start that? And then, we're so dispersed. I know a relative that's all the way out there in Colorado. It's like, nah, I don't think that's a good choice. There's technology, we could try calling and whatever, but I just can't do it. So, because my social skills are just not strong like that. I'm working on it. Believe me when I say I'm working on it, but it's so hard for me. And then in my relationships, the challenge I've experienced is I've never felt like I have bonded personally with any of my boyfriends. Like, I do a lot of talking. They do, some decent talking as well, decent sharing of stories, but although we discuss personal matters, doesn't mean that we are getting close, or we are tight, or we are connected. Then with my mother, it's like, yeah, we talk, and we can say that we're close because we know details about each other, but I'm not the kind of child who I'm bubbly when I talk about my mom, and I know that I would miss her a lot if I didn't have her, but I feel so detached. And even though we live together and we should be tight and close, I don't feel like I can resort to her for everything. And I know that my struggles are my fault because, you know, I'm this shy person, insecure. I don't stand up for myself when I'm being mistreated. I'm so sensitive, and it's like out of being surrounded by people and being by myself, I'll choose to be by myself, even though deep down I get depressed that I get lonely. But it really hurts me that I have no strong bond with anybody. Like, the people who I know, the friends that I've made, they've come and gone. And I understand why it happens. Like, people have to study, people have to move and get jobs, people get married, people have kids. But I just wish I was connected with someone. Or I wish I knew how to build that up, or how to identify that. Put it this way, whine less, build more. But how do you do that? Like, anyways. And then people also are so stressed with their lives and busy with their lives. And we're also experiencing tough times to where you have to ensure your survival, create your legacy, whatever that may mean. Because I guess that varies from person to person. So I think that it's hard as it is to accomplish such a thing, have meaningful times with people or bond with people. What I mean by bond is like, I just feel pretty forgotten. Like, not that people have forgotten me, but like, since I don't have kids, it's like nobody really needs me. And since I'm grown, nobody needs to take care of me. I'm just struggling making it through life. Like, life being life, I can't handle it. And I'm not saying that everybody else's lives are perfect socially. I'm just saying that mine, particularly because I know mine, it's terrible. And I don't know how to handle it. Then the folks in my family who I could claim to have been bonding with, they've passed on. And you could say, well, try to get close to those who are still around. I don't have the calling for it. How do you even start that? And unfortunately, their views are so different from mine that I feel like they would stress me out more than benefit me. Maybe I don't know that until I try, but I don't have to try that to know that, because when I have visited them and interacted with them, I have listened to them and I wasn't enjoying myself. And then, of course, life with my colleagues is great, but of course, we're together because of the compromise. But outside of that, it's like they have their own lives. We can relate and bond at the moment from all the time that we spend together, but I don't feel like any of those will make it for a lifetime. But maybe since I've identified this as a weakness in me, I could start working on that. But I don't know, you guys. My question for you guys is, do you understand where I'm coming from? Do you see what I'm saying? Does any of what I'm saying make sense? Do you know someone who has expressed to you something similar to what I'm expressing? Do you yourself experience this, or have you experienced this confusion or bummed out feeling, depressed feeling? How do you cope with it? What do you do to make yourself feel better? And what do other people do for you to make you feel better? How do you kill your own loneliness? What helps you be less clingy? Because I know people out there who are perfectly fine being by themselves. They are happy being alone. But I'm not one of those people. I prefer to be in solitude, to be resting and thinking and filming, doing the things that I enjoy. But at some point in the day, I'm like, I'm ready for another human. But I want for that human to be someone who I enjoy myself with and I'm close with and have fun with. But then I realize I don't have that. So how do I go about life being alright, being fine, moving on from that loss, from that missing piece, and not let that. If you guys feel uncomfortable by this content that I'm sharing, this kind of video, let me know so that I don't produce it again. But I just wanted to have the courage to expose myself, put it out there, because maybe this conversation, I can bring it up to someone and they may help me. Or maybe this will help me just bottle it up and handle it independently and learn to be independent. That's, I'm a grown woman. I should know how to do that, but I don't. And then stop being so weak and pitiful. But yeah, you guys, this is a genuine, open question. I would appreciate it if one of you participated or told me how you feel or any advice whatsoever. I'm open. Or if you think that this is something completely new or you just don't know what to say, let me know that you're confused too, because maybe I need to meditate more on practicing how to express this. But the sole fact that I made this video is a huge accomplishment. And not only that, I'm making this and I'm sharing this, because I never share stuff like this. The fact that the world has potential to see this now is like, come on girl, if you did this, then why aren't you conquering? Anyways, you guys, I'm hoping to sleep tonight. 2 nights ago I didn't sleep at all, and then I feel like by filming this I'm putting myself in the right path to sleep. So I will start editing the parts that, of course, I took like 20 seconds to say my next word, but probably won't get to upload this tonight like I want to, but at least I'll get it started. So if I ruined anybody's night watching this depressing thing and you expected better from me, I'm sorry, but I promise that on my clipboard I have way better topics to get to. It's just that my mind hasn't been focusing on it to make quality opinion videos. I'm coming back, just I need a little time to recover. I'll be here no matter what. Alright, you guys, as always, thank you so much for tuning in. I look forward to hearing from you, and I'll see you soon.